All right, y'all, welcome back to class. This is week number 8 that we're in. We have been doing a lot of good things over the last 2 months, from starting with meditation to now getting to the point to where we're going to start channeling healing light, okay? Light energy associated with healing, divine healing energy, okay? Divine healing light, whatever word you want to call it, or if you want to just call it healing energy. I have called them all the things. They're all the same. It's all about the intentions. It's using light to heal, okay? So as we get ready to get into tonight's class, dealing with healing light, we first want to make sure we do our checks and balances, which starting with grounding, clearing our mind and inner self, quieting the mind and inner self, calling protection over ourselves, and then getting into activation and channeling that healing light. So before we get started, I would ask everyone watching, whether you're watching live or the replay, to first take a deep breath, kind of relax, and command yourself to ground. Remember, grounding, we are allowing our root chakra, our legs, our feet to be submerged into the earth, right? Using your mind, you're going to imagine your feet, your legs into the earth. You can add roots coming out of the legs into the earth. However you want to picture it, you want to connect to the earth. Letting any bad energy, bad feelings, bad emotions, anything that you absorbed, okay, that you don't need, to be released into the earth, and then light coming through the top of the head, and then replacing that energy that you don't need with light from the head all the way down to the feet. So we're going to take a few minutes. Again, just want to command yourself to ground, and then you want to feel your energy center, feel yourself ground. Ashe? You may even notice when you're grounding, you may feel a downward pulling method where your energy starts going downward. And that's, again, you being connected to the earth and the earth pulling the energy that you don't need. Now, because we're going to be channeling healing light, grounding is going to be very important because you got to make sure that your energy is stable. In other words, it'll be kind of difficult to channel healing light if your energy is kind of all over the place. So grounding helps you stabilize that energy so that energy channels through you smoothly. So grounding is going to be a really, really big part of when you're doing any type of healing energy channeling. That includes Reiki or any other, practice that you may be doing, okay? So also, when we're talking about healing energy and healing light, the mind and the inner self that houses the emotions comes into play as well, especially if you're doing it with someone else. So you want to always make sure your own inner self is cleared and quieted, and your own mind is cleared and quieted, so that you can be able to pick up on what's going on with the other person. When you clear and quiet your mind and your inner self prior to, if there is something kind of lingering inside of you that you want to release, you will have a chance to do that prior to you actually doing the session with the other person. So this is something that you want to do, at a minimum, and I say at a minimum, 30 minutes before you actually use this on someone else. I would say do it earlier, maybe the night before. So if you know you have a session the next day with someone, or you're going to be helping someone the next day, I would say start doing your grounding, clearing, and quieting the night prior so that you are prepared and ready for the next day. But let's say you did a session and then now you have another session in the next hour. Take time to do these methods before you do your next session. Ground, and then now we're going to clear and quiet the mind and inner self. Okay? We're clear and quieting the mind and the inner self at the same time. Okay? So at this time, you're going to say, I command my mind and my inner self be cleared and quieted, ashe, or whatever other word you want to use. I command my mind and my inner self be cleared and quieted at this time, ashe. And then feel as your mind and your inner self starts to relax, stabilize, become calming, feel centered, feel lighter. So you should also feel some tension in your body start to release when you clear and quiet the mind as well. Also, we want to call protection over your mind and your inner self, because again, when you're channeling healing light, especially with other people, and even when you're doing this with yourself, you want to make sure that your mind and your inner self is protected from any outside influence or outside energy that may, be trying to infiltrate or may accidentally infiltrate just because you have a portal or a door open as you're channeling, right? So call protection over your mind and your inner self. And again, feel the protection and over your inner self and your mind happen. Okay? So at this time, I call protection over my mind and my inner self. Ashe. Remember to sit still, lay still, give it time for the protection to actually sit in place. And calling protection on the mind and inner self. So in other classes, we talked about connecting your mind to the light or the vortex of light. But this time we're going to do something a little bit different, which in this time we're going to connect to the healing light or the vortex of healing light. Both the same, it just tends the vortex of healing light tends to come through a little stronger. So if you feel comfortable and connected to that vortex of healing light, I say go ahead and do it. You'll be fine. It ain't gonna harm you. It just might make your body feel a little bit stronger, coming through it. That's all. So at this time, you're gonna connect your mind to the healing light or the healing light vortex or the vortex of healing light. Um, Personally, I like connecting to the vortex of healing light because it's almost like your entire being is being placed inside of it. So not only is it channeling through you, but it's also channeling around you. So then you have more healing light that you can send out when you're doing this with other people. So you're not pulling from yourself. So in other words, when I connect to the healing light vortex, I'm pulling the healing light in and sending it where it needs to go versus just pulling energy out of myself, leaving me drained. So that's what I like to personally do, the vortex of healing light. Okay. So at this time, I command to be connected to the vortex of healing light, Ashe. And then I sit and I feel that healing light energy as I connect to it. What you'll notice when you connect to it, especially if you haven't done this before, is that healing energy, that healing light is going to go to wherever you need it first. So wherever your body, your mind, your inner self, wherever healing light is needed for you, that's where you're going to feel it the most. So I want you to connect, and then I want you to just feel where the healing light you feel it the most, and just kind of take a mental note of it or write it in your notes. That's good. So while you all are connected to the healing light, let's talk about a little bit what is healing light. Healing light is exactly what it sounds like. It's light. When we talk about light, the light of God, the light of the universe, the light of the divine, right? Light heals, but it also illuminates. It also reveals, right? And then healing is healing, repairs, fixes. So when you combine healing light, this is light that is directed to healing what needs to be repaired, what needs to be fixed. So it can show you where the root of a problem can be coming from. So not only does it heal, but it also can show you this is why you're having this problem in the first place. So let's say healing light is being sent to the inner self because you're having some emotional issues, right? Then that healing light can reveal to you what's caused you to have that emotional dysfunction so that then you can repair it or you can let it go or you can transmute it. Same thing with the mind. Okay. Now, when we talk about the physical body, what helps with how it helps with the physical body is that the physical body, when you have dysfunction, disease in the physical body, lower vibrational energies can be attached to that ailment, right? So let's say, for example, you stub your toe on the bed. I know that's like the worst thing a person can do is stub your toe on the edge of the bed. Um, there's going to be an emotional reaction to that. And most of the time, that emotional reaction is going to be negative because it hurts. And then when that negative reaction happens, now negative energy also attaches to the spot that gets hurt, right? So even though this is not a spiritual or energetic thing, it's a physical thing, it's a physical ailment, a physical injury that happened. Bad energy can then attach to those physical ailments. So what the healing light does is it raises the vibrations of that particular ailment of the body so that then the cells can repair that part of the body quicker. Okay. So for example, if a person is having issues with their stomach, just throwing it out there, you have issues with your stomach and you start filling your stomach with healing light, the stomach will start to then release any type of um, bad stuff that's going on in there. I'm not a doctor, so I'm not trying to diagnose anyone, right? But you may find like your stomach starts to release like maybe mucus or, anything that's in the stomach that's causing it to have problems. And then as it releases, again, that healing light will start to repair that damage that's being done in the stomach. And then you'll start to feel better. The bloating will start going down. Your food, when you eat, you won't feel like that you're going to bring it up. Healing light just fixes the root of the problem. That's the bottom line of what it does. And again, it happens for the mind, it happens for the inner self, which is your emotional body, but it also happens for your physical body. So you can use healing light for the physical body itself to heal ailments. Okay. You can heal all kind of stuff with it. Okay. Just remember that. Okay. Um, healing light. One of the best times I like to use healing light is going to be usually before bed. Because when your body is resting, when your mind is resting, that's when healing light really gets to get deep into the cells and actually work. So you can command your physical body to be filled with healing light before you go to bed. And you'll also notice that it helps you even go to sleep a little bit faster, especially if you're dealing with insomnia, right? Um, you can also command that the healing light be sent to a certain body part, a certain emotional ailment, or even just all the way down to the cellular level, okay, whatever you feel comfortable with. And I recommend that you practice with it every day for maybe the next 3 or 4 days so you can get used to different ways to use it and how it feels when you use it in different ways. Okay? Healing light. Sometimes when using healing light, your body, your physical body will have different temperature sensations. So for me, for the most part, when I first started using it, I usually get warm, sometimes even get a little sweaty, like feel like I'm about to sweat. And then as the healing light does its thing, my body will cool down into like a cooling sensation. And for some people I've done this on, when I've used healing light with them, they have the opposite effect where their body gets cold in the places that the healing light is working on them. It's going to work however it needs to be working for that person, depending on who you're doing it on. Some people say is healing light have a menthol effect, like a Bengay, where it can be hot or cold depending on where it's at. But as you practice with it for yourself, you will feel how it feels for you. But just remember that when you use it on others, it may not feel the exact same for them. And that's okay. Doesn't mean you're doing it wrong. It's just how their body receives it. Okay. Healing light. Sometimes healing light, you will see different colors associated with it. For example, in previous classes, some people have seen healing light as a purple color. Okay. Some people see healing light as a gold. Me, I usually see it as a white color. And then for some, you may see multiple colors because the beauty of healing light is that when it comes to colors, it may change colors depending on what part of the body is being worked in, because it may be associated with a certain chakra, which we're going to go into next week. So if you have healing light that's working on the solar plexus, you may see it as gold. If the healing light is working on the heart chakra, you may see green or you may see pink, right? And then again, like for some of us, I just always pretty much see white, no matter how I use it. And also in dreams, it always showed to me as a white color. Healing light. Healing light is something that I do believe that most people are able to channel, right? The only way I would think that you may have trouble channeling it, if one, you have doubt in it, like if you doubt that it works or it exists. Two, if your vibrations are too low, meaning I wouldn't try to channel healing light if you're not in a good mood. I would work on speaking good words and affirmations and prayers to uplift your mood before channeling healing light so that you can really connect with it. Or if you're in too much pain to where the pain is stronger than your connection to the light at that time. You know, I mean, if you stub your toe, you're probably not thinking of connecting to the healing light right away, right? Because you're too busy cussing out the bed frame for existing. So once you calm down from that, then you can be like, okay, whew, let me go ahead and now send some healing light to this big toe. Okay, so make sure your mood is good when you start to channel healing light, okay? Or at least do your best. Okay. So first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna command to activate the healing light within you. We're gonna activate the healing light within you. What does that mean? That means when you were born as a healer, you already had healing light in you, but it may be laying dormant. It's there, you just haven't been using it or may not have been using it. So when we say activate, it's basically saying let's bring the healing light that you are already born with to the forefront. Let's bring it to the surface so that you know that it already exists within you. So that you know that healing light already exists within you. We just need to bring it out. So even though I'm gonna make the command, I want you to also do it with me too, for yourself. I want you to also command that your healing light that you were born with be activated. Okay? So that you can feel that power that you already have within yourself. So I'm going to use my staff just for assistance. But again, I want you to say it with me too. At this time, all right, let's take a deep breath. At this time, I command the healing light that I was born with to be activated at this time, Ashe. And I want you to feel the healing light inside of you. Feel it. And you can repeat that over and over again if you need to. I command the healing light that I was born with to be activated at this time, Ashe. And I want you to feel how your body reacts to that healing light that's already in you. What you may be noticing is the temperature of your body may have shifted, maybe warmer, maybe cooler. You may have noticed some discomfort is starting to release on its own. And this is healing light without any intentions in it. This is just the healing light by itself. No intentions, just activating the healing light, letting it do what it want to do. And it's already working within you. Remember, if you're a healer and you can heal other people, you also have the ability to heal yourselves. And sometimes we got to be just reminded of that. So the purpose of doing this activation is to remind you that you also have the power to heal yourself as well. That's what we're doing. Reminding you that you can heal yourself too. Okay. Some healing light got in my throat. So I'm about to say something to cough. So healing light when channeling it. Okay. Okay, so some folks say they seen golden spiral of light. Okay, we got some folks saying they feel heat and vibration in their arms, head, um, good stuff. And she said somebody yelled at her in her head and said, "I'm a healer." Yes, absolutely. You got to know it and you got to claim it so that you can like channel that power of it. Have no doubt in it. You got to know that you're a healer. Okay, I felt a spiral of light. I say spiral of light. Mhm. So if y'all are familiar, and this is a little side note, if y'all are familiar with like Kundalini, for example, sometimes that can be looked at as that spiraling energy. The way I look at that is basically saying it's the energy that's at your core. That means if you feel a spiraling energy or see a spiraling energy, that means that healing light is coming from the core of who you are, like your essence. Ashay? Okay, we got felt heat in my stomach, a ball expanding from my stomach, spreading through my entire body. Ashe, right, Ashe. So that means your healing light comes from your solar plexus. And that's where your power of your healing light comes from. And then it spreads. Yeah. So healing light. That's your healing light that you're feeling in your body right now. There's nobody else doing it on you. That is your healing light. And it should feel good. Should feel good, right? So now let's talk about channeling the healing light, right? So now we got the healing light activated. Now we want to talk about channeling that healing light, okay? So I'm gonna show you the way I was taught, but it doesn't mean you have to do it the exact same way all the time. You can switch it up however you feel, right? I'm just gonna teach you the basics of how I was taught and shown, and then you take that and you can build off of it, okay? So first thing, we're gonna talk about channeling healing light with the hands. Okay. So what you do is basically using your mind, use your clairvoyance that we learned last month, right? Use your clairvoyance. Whatever color you associate that healing light with, you're gonna see your hands glowing that light, that healing light. So if that color was gold, then you should be seeing gold light coming from your hands. If it was purple, you should be seeing purple light coming from your hands. Whatever color that you associated with healing light, you're gonna put your hands in front of you and you're gonna use your mind, and you can also use your words that your hands glow healing light. Okay. Think of it almost like uh, X-Men or some type of cartoon when their hands would glow and they would, do stuff. Use your imagination is what I'm trying to say. Okay. So imagine your hands glowing that healing light. And then what you want to do is you want to hold your hands until yes, Last Dragon. Oh yeah. You must be around my age because yeah, Last Dragon. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yes. Glow light until you feel it. Glow light in your hands until you feel it. Okay. You may feel a tingling sensation. You may feel a cooling, a warm sensation, but feel it in your hands. Okay. Okay, so far, you all are feeling it. If you are feeling it, go ahead and give me a thumbs up so I know you're feeling it. Okay, good, good. I see the thumbs up. Good stuff. Okay. Now, again, I'm gonna show you how I do it. Okay. Not saying that you have to do things the way I do it, but in the years I've been doing this, these practices have worked. Okay. There's two places that is good to channel healing light, whether it's into yourself or into others. Okay. 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 So someone said they didn't feel anything. So you didn't feel anything in your hands at all? And if you don't feel anything right now, just keep in mind it's okay. You might need to practice this when you're alone, like maybe by yourself with nobody else around. And so, that also could be the thing that you may need to do this again by yourself. Like you might need to be able to concentrate. So don't feel any kind of way if you find yourself not being able to feel it at this moment. Okay. Okay. So one of the practices is placing the healing light in my heart, right? Think of the heart. The heart pumps blood throughout the entire body, right? So if I place healing light into my heart, then the heart then will take the healing light and pump it throughout my entire body. Okay. So you take your hands that's glowing with light, feeling the light, and you place it over the heart with your intentions of placing that healing light into your heart, to your actual heart. And then once it goes inside the heart, you should then start to feel that healing light making its way throughout your body as the blood is pumping. So put it over your heart and just feel your body. Feel how the healing light is channeling through your body. You may feel it on the left side of the body first, because that's the side that the heart is on. And then it'll make its way to the right side. Okay? Anybody feeling that so far? And again, if you don't, it's okay. You may just need to do it again, just maybe in your own silence. Okay? So that's a good place to send healing light, whether you're doing it on yourself or if you're doing it on someone else, healing light into the heart. Okay? Another place I found to be really good to send healing light is to the lungs, because the lungs is oxygen. Oxygen has to go throughout the entire body as well. So that's another place I like to send healing light is to the lungs. So place my hands over my lungs, commanding healing light be placed into my lungs at this time. Ashe. And again, using my mind body connection. In my mind, my hands are glowing and sending light into my lungs. I see my lungs. I see the healing light filling my lungs up in the mind, and I'm feeling it in the body at the same time. Mind body connection. Very important. Okay. And just like when feeling in the heart, the healing light will start to go into different places. We'll do the same thing with the lungs. Okay. And then the other place I would like to show is, especially when you're doing it on someone else, that I have found in when you're doing this in person. Okay, let's say you're in person doing this. I have found when I'm doing healing light in person, on the top of the head, on the top of the crown, and it goes through the whole body, people say that feels pretty much the best, right? So, but for yourself, you can do it too. Again, hands are glowing light, healing light, and you place it right on top of um, the top of your head, right? The top of your crown, however you feel comfortable, however you feel comfortable. Okay, there's no right or wrong way. Okay, and the intentions is you're sending healing light from the top of your crown all the way through your root chakra to the bottom of your feet. So you could just feel the energy as it shifts from the top of the head and make its way down. Using your mind, you can imagine that light coming from the top of your head, going all the way down to the bottom of your feet. And then you'll feel that healing light going throughout your whole body. So right now, I'm feeling it at my stomach. Now I feel it at my knees. It's going through kind of quickly. Now I feel it, oh, my butt is tingling. And then I didn't need to say that out loud, but whatever. And then now I'm feeling in my feet. Yeah. So boom, top of the head, and it'll go all the way through. One of the beauties of channeling healing light from the top of the head is that you can also use it like a flush, right? Meaning when you put your hands on top of the head, when you're doing that healing on somebody or yourself, it the healing light will push any of the bad energy out as it goes down. So that's another reason why I like to use healing light on the top of the head. Okay. Feet are tingling, good. Ashe. That means it made it all the way down, right? Now remember, healing light is divine, meaning it's going to go where it's needed. Meaning, if you don't feel healing light everywhere, it's okay. That means you don't need it everywhere. You only need it where you need it. Okay. Um, Now, I want everybody, if you got water with you, if you have water with you, I want you to go ahead and grab your water at this time. And I want you to do nothing with it. I just want you to grab your water, just get it close to you. Okay. So wait a little bit. When you got your water, I want you to thumbs up. If you don't have your water with you, that's fine. Practice this later on. Okay. I don't have my water with me either, but I've done this a billion times. So um, it's okay if you don't have water with you right now. So I want you to take a few sips of your water, a few, I want you to drink the water a little bit, but I want you to taste it. Like I want you to actually like put it in your mouth, taste it a little bit, swallow. Like don't just throw it to the back. I want you to actually feel, taste the water. Okay. I want you to feel, taste the water. Once you've done that, give me a thumbs up so I know that you've done that. Okay. 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 So you're taking a few sips, taste the water. Now, I want you to now take the water and I want you to either place your hands around the bottle or the cup. You can also do it like, okay. So you can have, I like these little LaCroix. Don't judge me, whatever. So you can place your hands around it like this, or you can place one hand at the bottom, one at the top, one on the side, one at the top. You just want your hands on it, okay? And I want you to glow. I want you to send that healing light from your hands or your mind into that water. Okay? I want you to send healing light into the water. The easiest way to do it for me is like not necessarily focus on feeling it, but seeing it in the mind. Like I imagine the water glowing that healing light inside of it. That works faster for me. You may find for some people, if you don't feel it in your hands, for example, you might work better doing it through the mind than through the head, through the hands. So if you don't feel it, it's okay. So feel it, see it, imagine it. The water is filled with golden light. Not golden light, I'm sorry. Healing light. Healing light. Okay. So now that you've done that, you're going to drink some water. You're going to drink it, you're going to taste it. And then after you drink some, you're also going to sit and feel the water on what happens when it goes into your body. You're going to feel how your body reacts to healing light when that water goes inside of your body. Okay? Okay? Now, do y'all feel the difference? Are y'all feeling it? Are y'all feeling what that water feels like when you drink it from the inside? Yeah. So another way that you could do it is speaking over the water, praying over the water, speaking healing light into the water. So let's say you got water sitting, you know, on a table somewhere. Okay, if you see your water over there and you're like, I need some healing light in that water because I ain't feeling too hot. I ain't feeling too good. So you start speaking that the water has healing light in it. You start praying over it. You start imagining the healing light inside of the water using your mind. So these same methods that I'm telling you that you can do using your physical hands, you can also do them with the mind as well, especially when you're doing it at a distance, right? So meaning like right now, I'm talking to y'all through a phone, right? But if I want to do healing, from a distance from wherever you are, then I will see you in my mind, and I see myself sending healing light into you, right? Into that person who I'm doing it with. That's how you do the same thing at a distance that you do in the physical. So in the physical, you can do it and feel it with your own hands. In the mind, you do it in a distance. But whether you're doing a distance or physical in person, your mind is going to be what you really need to connect with. Your body is what you got to connect with. So you should feel it at a distance that's almost the same way you would feel it in person. Okay. So one of your kids or somebody gets sick, or one of your loved ones, you can speak healing light into the water or into the drink, whatever it is, and then when they drink it, the healing light will go in and start doing its thing, start removing and getting rid of that whatever the ailments are. Okay, so you just did it for she say I just did it for one of her children. Good. And watch how in doing that you may even see the vibrations of your child go up, right? Because healing light is high vibrational. So they may get to laughing and joking and smiling because that healing light is making them feel good, you know? So that's healing light. You can also use healing light on your pets. You can use healing light on your pets. I have actually used it on fish before. I've had fish who needed healing, and I did it. And because they was like, swimming real slow, and I was like, well, that fish on the way out. So I filled the whole fish tank, the water with healing light. Put my hands on the tank, did the same thing. Next thing you know, the fish was right. It took a little bit, like maybe an hour or so, but then all of a sudden, the fish was just right. So I've even done it on fish. But animals, your dogs, your cats, whatever pets you have, healing light also works really good on them. What you will find with pets, especially dogs and cats, is that sometimes some of them can be too sensitive to the energy, that it may be hard for you to do it with your hands unless they are just, really, really comfortable with it. But if you've never done it on them before, initially they may not let you do it because they're really sensitive to energy. So you may have to do it with the mind, right? Meaning I see my dog and I'm like imagining sending a healing light to him, so that she can receive it and it'll heal her body. But now my dog is pretty much at a point. She'll lay there now and just let you do it. Um, so if your pets don't initially let you do it with your hands, do it with your mind until they're comfortable enough to receive it to your touch. But yes, you can use it on pets. So with crystals, you can call it healing light, but really just light. You can use light on crystals to recharge them and cleanse them as well. So if I had this is a citrine, right? I do the same thing. I see my hands going with light, okay? And then I place my hands over the crystal and just let the light cleanse and recharge it. And then when your intuition say, okay, it's good to go, it's good to go. So that's another way to use light, healing light. Plants, okay? If you have plants that are sick, you can use healing light on your plants to bring them back to life, to heal them, okay? It works on them as well. So a couple ways you can do that is one, placing your hands around the plant, just around it, glowing the healing light from your hands into the plant. You can do it into the roots of the plant if you want to, and like to the soil. Or you can also use the method that we just used, which is fill some water with healing light and then pour that water into the plant so that the healing light gets to the roots of the plant to bring it back to life to heal it. So that's another method you can use for healing light for. Okay. And again, let your imagination, let the divine, right? What was that second card we pulled before class? It was talking about illuminating with the divine, right? Let the divine show you. Let the divine show you also other ways to use healing light. So that means tonight, tomorrow, the next day, you're going to think of ways that I didn't speak of that you can use healing light. And that's good. That's how it should be. That means the divine is now saying, now that you are conscious of this healing light that you have, let me show you some other ways to do it. That last card that we pulled before class, it talked about asking questions, right? So asking questions will be, hey, divine, hey, God, hey, my spirit team, what are other ways I can use healing light? And then allow yourself to be shown. Okay. Someone mentioned about the exercise we've done in the past about using a ball of healing light, a ball of light. So let's do that. Yes, it's the same as using a ball of healing light. So let's do that, right? So in this exercise, what we would do, we used to call it energy balls, right? And then you have intentions of the type of energy you wanted inside of that ball, right? So for this case, we're gonna call it, a ball of healing light. So I'm actually share a dream with y'all with that. So I was in a dream and I was sitting in front of a group of people. They were kind of like sitting, legs crossed in front of me. And I took my hands and I pulled in from the sky, a ball of white light, a ball of healing light. And then I held the ball of healing light in my hands, meaning, so in your mind, you got to see the ball of healing light in your hands. And what I would do is go back and forth, and I could feel the energy, almost like a little bit of like a tingling sensation. But when I would go back and forth, I can almost feel the pressure of the energy to let me know it's there, right? So when I slowly push in, I can feel that energy between my hands, okay? And in my mind, there's a ball of white healing energy. And as I move my hands, I can feel it on my hands. I can feel the cooling, tingling sensation. And then in a dream, I took it and then I sent it and it broke into smaller balls and went into everybody's heart chakra that was in front of me. That dream was probably for me, showing me, when I'm using that method to do healing to a group of people, at once, right? But you can do the same method for yourself, and you can do the same method for your pets, your plants, other things. So do it for yourself first. First thing you want to do is you want to see that ball of healing light between your hands. Feel it. And then you take it, and I want you to just place it. I want to say place it in your heart, but place it wherever your spirit tells you to place it. If it tells you to place it on your knees, your stomach, your head, wherever your spirit says, hey, I want you to take this ball of healing light and place it here. That's what you do right now. So you can feel it. And it's actually pretty strong when you do it this way. So, this ball of healing light. So I'm gonna place it on top of my head, okay? And then let that healing light go down and do what it do. I already feel it at my stomach. I already feel it at the knees, right? So same thing, your plants, your pets, do the same thing. And you send that ball of light to whatever target you want to send it to. You can do this at a distance, or you can do it at something that's in your physical vicinity. Okay. So thank you for that reminder that we used to do back then. Still good, it still works. Okay. Anything else? The healing light. So next week we're going to get into chakras, right? When we get into chakras next week, just a heads up, we are going to be using healing light with our chakras next week. So if you want to start practicing with that, that's cool. But we are going to incorporate what we learned today into next week's class. So remember, with healing, the main thing is that healing is usually something people need permission to do when you are doing it on someone else. Because you want to make sure that if you're using healing light on people, it has to be people that want to heal, right? Want, keyword, want to heal, okay? If a person receives healing energy and they don't want to heal, it can sometimes make them mentally lose control, okay? So you got to make sure you're using healing light responsible, Okay. Got to make sure you're using healing light responsible. Some people need healing. Some people need to get their act together. Some people ain't got nothing to do with healing. They just a menace. That's just who they are. And your healing light ain't gonna fix them. Okay. So use your healing light very responsibly. Ask the divine on loved ones, people close to you, before just using it on them. Just because you have the ability, don't mean you get to walk around shooting healing light balls at everybody, right? Um, Make sure it's divinely led or asked for, or it comes to you like in a dream or something, some kind of way you receive that this person is in need of healing light and they want it. Okay. If you send it to people who don't want it, it can actually do more damage. Okay. I'm telling you from experience, it can do more damage. So it's best to just not send it to anyone who's not ready to heal. Okay. So be responsible. Make sure you ask the divine, ask your spirit team before you heal someone, especially if you don't have permission to do it. Uh, it's very important that you do that. Secondly, also, if you send healing light to people who don't want it, it can sometimes backfire. Okay, it can sometimes backfire on you. So make sure, again, you're doing it with people who want to heal. Okay, everybody has their own free will to want to heal or not. Not everybody want to heal. Some people love being who they are. Let them be who they are. Okay. Okay. You can pray that they be open to healing. You can pray for that, that they be open to it, but don't do it until they're actually open to it. And you'll know. You'll know. They'll say something or do something that's in alignment that'll let you know, oh, they're trying to get healed. Now they, okay. So just be responsible with it. All right. Peace and blessings to y'all. I will see y'all in the next class. Next week, we're doing chakras. Make sure you practice on your healing light on yourself first before you do it on anybody else. Practice on you. Y'all have a good night and a good week, and I will see y'all next Wednesday. Ashe.